Hello, my name is Joel Gay. I'm with picklebprints.com. I'm in the middle of doing a series of video blogs where I'm interviewing pickleball coaches about the sport, just to get a sense or an idea from them, a perspective from their eyes, why the sport is such a fast-growing sport in the country. I think it's the fastest-growing sport, right?
It really is, yeah. Fastest growing sport in America for the past 5 years.
That's awesome. I am with Ken. Ken, would you mind introducing yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Ken Kikkawa. I'm a pickleball coach and also a player.
Excellent. Well, what is it about the sport that attracted you?
Well, what attracted me about the sport when I first started playing is probably a little bit different than what attracts me today. I've always been a competitive and recreational athlete. I played lots of sports growing up.
Yeah.
Basketball, racquetball, ping pong. I swam and played water polo in high school. So I've always been athletic and like to do lots of sports. And I got invited to play by a friend who invited my wife and I to play. And it was really fun. My wife didn't play any sports growing up, and so she had a really great time, and it was something that we could do together. And we went out and bought paddles the very next day.
Wow. And the rest is history. Look at you now.
Yeah, well, what's different now is that we like to play because of the community.
Right.
I mean, look at you and I, Joel.
That's true.
You know, we probably would not have met if not for this sport.
Right?
You know, we live close enough. We both live in the same town.
Yeah.
But probably if not for this sport, we would not have met. And we've met so many great people, and been reconnected with other friends, and
that's
it's just
pretty cool.
It's really, really cool. It's just such a great community. So it's the sport is fun. It's for people of all ages, all genders, all sizes, shapes. If you played sports, if you didn't play sports. And then it's the community that I think brings everybody back.
How long have you been playing, you'd say?
For about 2 years.
2 years,
yeah. So we just got invited about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just such a fun, addictive, community-based sport.
What was the one? What prompted you to start coaching?
So I've always coached. Going back to my teenage years, I coached youth basketball. I coached my son and my daughter when they played basketball and baseball and other sports, soccer. So I've always done it, and I've always loved kind of showing my experience and developing players as they come along. So it's been pretty natural to me. And even as I started getting better in pickleball before I became an official coach, I kind of found myself showing newer players how to play and giving them pointers and tips. And I think that's one of the great things about the sport is that everyone started their journey somewhere. And everyone is willing to show newbies the ropes. And it's just such a great community-based sport that way.
Wow. So in the 2 years that you've been playing the sport, when did you start coaching?
I started coaching last year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I decided to get my coaching certification, which I hadn't really considered. My wife said, well, you're kind of, coaching players now and showing them how to play. Why don't you go ahead and get your coaching certification? So I did, and it was such a great decision.
And the certification is through who exactly?
It's through PPR, which is the Professional Pickleball Registry, and USA Pickleball.
Oh, cool. So someone who's thinking about learning this sport, what would be your number one philosophy about the sport that you would impart on them?
Just come out and play. I think it's helpful to have some sort of background or have some friends that maybe you can go out and play with. But there's certainly lots of parks. The park that we play at, Joel, you can just show up and jump into a game. So not all parks are like this. Sometimes there's private clubs where you have to kind of take your own group of 4, group of 8, or get some round robin play. But most public parks, you can show up with, just by yourself or with a group of friends and just jump into any game. So I would encourage people just to kind of go out and, there's a ton of great content out there, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram, TikTok, just about how you play the game, what the rules are. But I've taught lots of classes, including the free classes here, at our local park. And you can play a pretty competitive game after learning just in an hour. So it's pretty simple, and that's the nice part about the sport. It's a really flat learning curve as opposed to a steep one. And you can really get better if you put in the work, put in the time, and practice and drill.
I've heard people say, well, I'm not well coordinated. My knee hurts, and what would you say to this?
I think this sport is a great equalizer. So I always say it's patience and placement beats speed and power.
It's true.
And it's funny because in other sports, like let's say basketball or football, or and any other like really highly athletically driven sports, there's a little bit of an eye test, right? You can take a look at someone and see, how they're moving, how they're what their coordination ability is, and you can kind of tell if they're able to play or not.
True.
It doesn't really exist in this sport. Yeah. Certainly you have to be coordinated. There's some hand-eye coordination that you need.
Right.
But I've seen people who have a really difficult time walking, have trouble with their knees, who walk with a limp, who are amazing players.
Huh. That's awesome.
It really is.
Wow. Are you accepting new students?
Always, yeah, always.
Are you usually? Is there a particular age group or experience level that you're willing to work with?
I work with all ages. Mm-hmm. I would say my sweet spot is probably adult improvers. Someone who has played a little bit, who knows a basic understanding of the game,
right.
Knows how to keep score, knows how to serve, and knows all the basics, and I can help those types of players elevate their game and get them to the next level.
And how do we get in touch with you, those who wants to learn the game?
So I'm on all social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X now, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn. My handle is at Ken Kikkawa, which is my name. That's KenKikkawa.
Okay, and that's the quickest, best way. Is there a phone number, or you?
You can also email me. My email address is love2dink. That's love and the number 2 dink at gmail.com.
Perfect, fantastic. So for the audience, what is the one? Tell us something funny or quirky about yourself that most people don't know.
I don't know if there's anything funny or quirky, but I will tell you something that maybe most people don't know. Is that I'm now a published author.
What? So congratulations!
Thank you.
That's awesome,
I wrote a book along with my mixed doubles partner Karen Saliba. Called The Unexpected Joy of Pickleball.
Sweet.
And we had such a good time just playing together and just having so many different stories about community. There's lessons in integrity. There's character lessons. There's an old school social network. There's just chapters and chapters just about life lessons and stories about the game, and just people that we've met and the experiences that we've had, which we don't think are really unique to us. These types of things are happening all over the country and all over the world, where people are getting connected, having fun, getting great exercise, meeting new people, solving mental and physical health challenges, and really, enjoying themselves through the game of pickleball.
Wow. And if someone wants to get a copy of that book, how can they do so?
Thank you. It's on Apple Books and on Amazon Kindle, and also in print.
Excellent. There you have it, folks. Thank you very much, Ken.
Thanks,
really
Joel.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank you. So again, we will be doing more interviews like this, and stay tuned. There's more to come. Thank you so much. Bye. Pause.